Jayasuriya is back in the dressing room. Kumar Sangakkara playing as a pure batsman in this team. No wicket-keeping duties for this man. Batting at the moment together, Kumar Sangakkara and Mahela Jayawardene. Steyn has picked up both wickets to have fallen.
I don't think he's that type of bowler to go after early.
The topic for debate, really. Here's a lad who they've said, OK, concentrate on your batting. And that'll be 4. He played with consummate ease, really. He just stood back and the ball was wide anyway.
Oh, driven nicely. The ball pitched in the slot. Jayawardene very good on that shot. Neatly timing it down the ground. Doesn't really have the legs to carry it to the boundary. Picks up 3 in the process. That's in the air, but didn't get hold of it. Didn't have sufficiently to take it to the boundary.
Yeah, top edge here from the Sri Lankan captain. Tini will be pleased that he went for the shot and didn't have any control over it. Whereas Jayawardene would be pleased with the result, but not with the way he executed the stroke. I think he was actually done a little bit strange enough for the lack of bounce there. I don't think the ball bounced quite as high as he thought it would. There you go. Dropped in the gully. Made him play. By playing forward, the ball's gone down. Looks as if Rudolph's saying he hardly saw it.
Oh, he really slashed at it, but that could be a costly miss. So with someone like Steyn, you get the feeling that something would happen that flew to him. In fact, he probably lost it in the background, which really isn't very bright. So Steyn really needs to keep it up, because he bowled him. Excellent delivery. Oh, it was a no ball. This must be a huge, huge disappointment to him. Did everything right, but didn't bowl a legal delivery.
Well, I think Sangakkara should go out and buy a lottery ticket straight away. He's been dropped in the gully this over and then bowled out, only to hear Mark Benson call no ball. Oh, it's tight. It is tight. It's a no ball, I think, but it's tight. And chops it on. Again, making him play forward.
Oh, Sangakkara very, very quickly latched on to that one, the short one. You really can't go too short on this track. The ball sits up and waits to be hit. And Sangakkara was so quick on it. Went across, got inside the line, and sort of guided it towards that square leg region.
Catch went down and he bowled someone with a no ball.
That's again Sangakkara manages to get it over the slip cordon. Sangakkara has been taking his chances, looking to free his arms outside the off stump. Oh, that beat the fielder to his left and racing away for 4. That was short, wide, and was given the treatment it deserved.
There's quite a lot of runs already gone down to third man here in this innings from both Sangakkara and Jayawardene now. When I say third man, a pretty square third man, somebody sort of about 15 metres squarer than you would normally be. I just wonder whether it isn't worth thinking about getting a guy down there instead of maybe the chap who's perched at short extra cover.
That's Sangakkara. He makes the most of that over-pitch delivery. Very nicely timed, right off the middle of the bat, and it just eases its way into the boundary.
Few more runs in that area. I'm sure it's a matter of concern. He cannot afford to take out a catching man, surely, from that slip cordon. But also the amount of runs that have been scored in the third man area in a low-scoring match so far is something that he would be surely thinking of.
It's not exactly where he intended it to go.
The fielder let him down there in the slip cordon. Here we go again. Make it 3 boundaries. But this time it was a glorious cover drive from Mahela Jayawardene.
No doubt about that. The moment it left the bat, it was going to fly to the boundary. Mahela Jayawardene right in position. Beautiful balance. The foot going in there. Stationary as he made contact. Hitting the ball exactly where he wanted to hit it.
Inside edge. Oh, mix up. He went towards Sangakkara's end, who was already more committed to the single than Mahela Jayawardene was.
The first missed time from Jayawardene, not at all where he intended it to go. Dropped the front hand as he made contact. Bit of an yes-no situation.
Outside edge. Oh, was that close to Mark Batchel? Go for 4. It does. Now let's just have a look at the luck that Sangakkara had in the 8th over today. First delivery here in the air and was dropped. Rudolph not quite seeing it, and then the very next ball inside edge onto the stumps, and he knows he's gone, he's walking off, then heard the call of Sangakkara.
Oh, that's nicely played by Sangakkara. Just picked up that one very quickly. Sort of, when you bowl short on a pitch like this, you certainly do this at your peril. The batsman could predict what you're doing most often.
Beautiful shot. The placement is perfect. It might go for 4, and it will. Lovely shot. Sangakkara is absolutely on a roll here. What a shot. See, that's the way they play. They've got no idea how to set a field at the moment. That's his 50, and hasn't he played well? Sure, he's had a bit of luck, but by gee, striking of the ball today has been excellent.
What a wonderful knock this has been from Sangakkara. Certainly making use of those lapses earlier on, but plays it down the ground so very well, both on the front and back foot. We saw him do that earlier, playing it on the back foot, down the ground, and this time, what a wonderful shot this is. Just got everything in place, showing the batmaker's face, the batmaker's name, and that's gone for 4.
That's his 650 against South Africa as well. Oh, slightly in the air, but there's more runs again. Might go for 4 as well. And it will. They're putting on a show here, the Sri Lankans.
They certainly are. What a wonderful shot once again. This time slightly wide, and he goes square. Sangakkara, certainly he's on a roll. Both these players certainly good exhibition of batting here. Took a little time to start off with the fall of those early wickets, but certainly putting the South African bowling to the sword.
Yeah, he didn't really go after that. He sort of fiddled that there at the last minute. I don't think he's quite confident to get through the ball. He's well aware of that short cover, but now that short cover's gone out into the covers. They're really on the defence now, the South Africans. And there's more runs. That might go for 4, and it does. Unfortunately, Andre Nell down there's, well, he'll be speaking to the laundry guys tonight because his pants are quite dirty. Have a look at them, but that's the 100 partnership between these two.
So the runs coming in boundaries, they're certainly dealing in it. This time short and enough of room. The fielder making a mess of it, but all the same, Sangakkara picks up 4.
I'm glad he's okay there, Andre Nell, because I remember
Swept away and will go for 4. Poor delivery from Boyer. Well, as you come back, so the light has been offered and these two have gone off, and that opens another debate. In control, potential of another 20 minutes. Was it worth staying out?
Session, the first session, if the Sri Lankans get off to a good start, if they make runs in this session, well, certainly it's going to be very, very difficult for the South Africans to come back into this game.
Now staying the wicket taker, the only wicket taker in the South African.
Pulled away, and yet another boundary, the 19th of the innings, and
you must be reminded that we're only in the 27th over. It's a huge amount of boundaries that Sri Lanka have scored, which indicates some pretty indifferent bowling, generally speaking, by the South Africans.
Yes, that was a classic example. Short, nothing in it, no pace, no bounce. He didn't really hit it to get the ball to rise even a little bit.
Through mid-wicket, it'll be a couple at least, probably three. Hashim Amla, the man chasing it down.
Very sweetly timed.
Not only just control, but quite dominant form in terms of the boundaries they've hit. See, that's such a good shot. One wonders, therefore, whether mid-wicket shouldn't be that little bit straighter. Staines got it right here. He's got bowling straight, bowling a good length. Therefore, try and make Sangakkara hit the ball as square as possible, therefore across it as much as possible. No ball, and a little wider. Jayawardene onto it in a flash, and another 4 down to the third man area.
He must have had the idea of repeating the earlier delivery, but this time it was too short, and he's also gone over the line, overstepped, so it's a no ball. Gift of a delivery.
There's extra runs down the leg side. Boucher unable to get across, so 4 byes. Wicket keepers hate seeing that signal, and that brings up Sri Lankan 150. And they're just 17 runs now behind the South African first innings. They still have 8 wickets in hand.
It's a good start for Sri Lanka.
And that's not rusty. Far from it, but a full toss. When have you seen Mackay Ntini? You know, a guy who's got nearly 270 wickets bowling full tosses to left-handers. He's normally knocking guys' heads off. Look at this. My grandmother could hit this. Look at that. That's just a gimme. Red Cross Week, we call it at home. Look at that. Nice donation to charity.
The Sangakkara charity, you mean?
Well, there's no rust in that. Let me tell you, he is just enjoying himself here today. That's another boundary. We'll have to go to a break. I'll let you answer that question straight after that. 163 for 2.
There it is, 134. So it's not Mackay Ntini at his best.
That's Glenn McGrath pace, isn't it? 134, and he's not quick.
On Drenell, getting some bounce, but Mahela Jayawardene was right on top of it. Now this partnership has crossed the 150 mark.
His batsman off the spinners. Will pick the bones out of that. That is a class player. Backed it inside out, predictably. No bowling at the leg stump. Running towards mid-on. Opens the front leg, inside out. That is just class.
One of the more difficult shots to play. Not too many batsmen look to play this shot these days. He knew about the line because the field dictated it. Tremendous shot.
Secondly, if you have only just woken up. That's down the wicket, over mid-wicket for 4. And the news for you is that these 2 batsmen have taken their partnership to 173 now. He hasn't let the selectors down. Driven through the covers by Jayawardene. Yet another boundary. The 26th of the innings.
What a glorious shot by Mahela Jayawardene. Straight out of the textbook, everything in place, the foot nicely across, playing alongside, and the head down all the while.
I guess it's a different mindset slightly, isn't it? Beautifully timed. And 4 more. It's the end of the over. It's 201 for 2. Catch it was the cry. It's gone up in the air, but not convincing enough for me or Mr. Benson.
Boy, he's indeed giving the ball a bit of a rip, looking for a turn. Sangakkara probably a little too overcautious, playing far ahead of his pad. And there is no bat on that.
Down the wicket, and just falling short of the fielder on the boundary. And Sangakkara goes through to his 10th Test century. His second against South Africa, the other being a double. But dropped on 7 and very nearly caught on 99. But well played.
Yes, Boye was creating the frustration, a sudden lapse of concentration, looking to try and get to that 100 as quickly as possible. He was caught up on 99 for a few deliveries, but he would be a relieved man, and I think the Sri Lankan camp too must be very relieved. For a moment, he thought he had put it down the fielder's throat, but it was not to be, just falling short. But what a fine 100 this has been from Sangakkara, making use of the early lapses, but he's batted on.
And now, this is the best third wicket partnership. Previously best between these two on this ground a couple of years back. And also I have news for you. It's the best partnership ever against South Africa. Passing Marvin Atapatu and Sanath Jayasuriya here in Gaul 4 years ago. Magnificent shot. Good use of the feet. Checks up a little bit, but beautifully weighted right to the boundary. Great shot. And now he's into the 90s.
Does it very cleverly against the left-arm spinners. He just knows how to get in his feet into position and give himself room so that he could hit the ball over the top. 200-run partnership.
Well, that's rubbish. Really, that's 2 now. He's bowled in that area. Now he goes to 96. Now he can hit a ball on the ground to get 100. Another little milestone. It's just these little mental games in the back of your head, whether you've made 10, 12 or 30 test hundreds. You always, the pressure you put on yourself.
The second session of day 2 with Jayawardene, 99 not out. Was there bat on it? Yes. The reaction of the batsman that came off the bat. First ball has been hit for 4, and Jayawardene gets his 15th Test match 100.
And that's his wife, Christina. She too certainly very, very happy. But Jayawardene certainly must have had things bottled up at the luncheon interval, and you could see that he was quite relieved when he got that 100, getting a little bit of an edge past wicketkeeper Boucher. So he didn't have to wait long after lunch. First ball puts his 100.
Mark Benson, as a sweep shot has gone over the square leg fielder. Sangakkara picking up another boundary. Few more runs down to that area that we call third man.
How frustrating this could be.
But then this kind of artistry from Mahela Jayawardene is also to be expected. The second time he's played that kind of a shot, and you can see it's a sort of an expression that shows a lot of respect for the batsman on strike. Great shot.
Well, there's nothing very much you could do. It wasn't a bad delivery at all. But again, Jayawardene, certainly a work of art, as you say, gave himself the room, got alongside it, and hammered it square of the wicket.
Well in the past.
Big appeal, it's outside the line, I think. Nicky Boye won't die wondering. He does get very excited when he appeals, and more excited when he gets a wicket. And 40-something. Missing leg, I think, this time. 2 days. Look at a wicket.
Should be 4 byes, or would it be 4 wides? 4 byes signal. Nice shot. One of the better shots played today. There's nothing wrong with the delivery. It was pure timing on that occasion from Jayawardene.
And that drive went quickly to the boundary. The ground now dried completely after the early morning rain, and that certainly sped away once it went past the extra cover fielder. No chance of stopping that.
And almost getting caught in that position. Ashwell Prince is the fielder who had just moved from the leg side onto the offside.
Didn't really get his foot up to the pitch this time. Falling in front. Good effort, but just not carrying to the fielder. The captain himself. And Jayawardene wasn't very happy with himself as Cross spanked his leg with his bat. And he's got plenty more work to do.
It's gone straight in the air, but with clear intentions of picking up 4 runs straight down the pitch. An appeal made on the grounds that the batsman has not attempted a shot and can be given out if the ball has struck him outside the line of the off stump. Once again, a very, very slow short delivery from Makhaya Ntini. Ball at 124.7 kilometers per hour.
Just lost the plot in that delivery. Was keeping the ball up, keeping it up on the offside, and then he pulls it down short. Plenty of time for Jayawardene to get on the back foot. There is a fielder in the deep, but he's pulled it about 10 meters away from him. Yes, now the outfield is racing. It's pretty quick.
He's got it through. A huge grunt from the bowler, because he knew once the ball had passed the fielders, it was going to be 4. Another beautifully timed shot.
Next man, he's got a big appeal again. Benson not interested again.
That'll beat both fielders. They're not that far apart back there, but beautifully timed by Sangakkara. He's pierced the gap. Swept away and swept away hard, way back with a square. Teeny no chance of cutting it off. Oh, that might be out. That just might be out. No. Goodness me, he's played right back. Is it spun too much? Is it?
Well, it's the hard new ball, and it just hits the bat differently, isn't it? And brings up the 150 for Sangakkara. These Sri Lankan batsmen, it's a trait in them. If they get 100, they go on to make the big ones. All of them have that highest score of over 200. Look at that, 6 score of 150 plus in test matches.
325 for 2.
I'm sure there was bat in it. Yes, and the way he runs at the opposite end, Jayawardene, suggests that he's reached an important milestone. So that's his 150 runs, Mahela Jayawardene, and his 6 score of 150 plus in tests.
Yeah, just got a feather on it down leg side. Just for a second, he thought he hit it right to Boucher, didn't he? But he had enough bat on it for it to go fine. And well played to the skipper. It's very important to back up a very good series while away back home, so the fans can enjoy the moment. And there's no doubt the fans right around Sri Lanka realise that they've got a good coach now, being very well led by this young man here, and he's making runs to boot. Fantastic.
Well, he's struggling. He's trying to get that ball to swing from middle stump, but at the moment it's just angling onto the pads, which means easy pickings for the Sri Lankan batsman. It's 333 for 2. Well, it's the hard new ball, and it's traveling that much quicker. Hashim Amla gives up the chase. Beautiful square drive from Sangakkara for another boundary.
Sure, they'll keep it out and try and bruise it a little bit. Just like that. Is it a bruise? But that is just great batting.
Well, this can happen with a new ball. The second new ball taken when the batting team was on top. But this is something that has happened before. Well set batsman, like the hardness coming back into the ball. That's a terrific shot.
Well, a good example that you give players any width at this calibre, they'll hit.
It's gone through, and once again Sangakkara getting deep into that crease to play this back foot drive. Sri Lanka making merry here. It's gone to third man, but I think the fielder at the third man didn't pick it up quickly enough, so he was going in the wrong direction.
Are in it. A little bit in the air. He didn't have the control, did he? It might go for 4. Just the timing is brilliant. He's not happy, Dale Steyn, but 14 from the over, he's in a lot of trouble, and so are South Africa, because Sri Lanka 359 for 2.
And then suddenly a flurry of runs because the ball's hard. And the batsmen are in. Shots like that, for instance, beautifully executed, giving Amla no chance on the cover boundary. Cut it off.
That again was short and wide and got the treatment it deserved. Or cuts and gets the bottom edge, and that's racing down for 4 in that third man direction. The pace of the ball has been used.
Middle of the bat, isn't it? Almost. It's so wristy. Can be deceiving. I think he's hit this off pretty much the middle of the bat, but fine. Knows where the fielders are. That ball didn't bounce quite as much, so it would have been harder for him to hit it square. Beautifully played.
And that's how Jayawardene has gone. He's got a highest of 242 against India. Short and pulled away, and there's no chance of stopping that down on the line. The ball once again racing through. The outfield certainly has quickened up. Well, that was in the air for a while, but wide off the man at slip. Not the easiest of chances. Wide off him, racing down for 4.
A lot of bat on it, didn't he? That wasn't an edge, that was half a bat, and it went very, very quickly wide of de Villiers.
The best third wicket partnership for Sri Lanka. The previous best 370. This is against South Africa. Bounced quickly. Swept and swept well, using the length once again, and crashes it to the boundary.
Oh, he hit this hard. He hit it really hard. Amla would be very pleased it went past him and not into him. Just heard it. It was so crisp, right out of the middle of the bat. There are 2 men back there. He's hit it in front of square. No chance of cutting it off. Beautifully executed shot.
Once again running well between wickets, and a bit of a scrappy affair by the South Africans, just giving that additional run away.
Perhaps I should have added many congratulations to the Pollock family from all of us.
Great shot. Use of the feet, and he's found the gap too. 4 more runs. Crosses the 400.
Glorious shot from Kumar Sangakkara. And that's the best partnership versus South Africa. Steve O and Greg Blewett.
That will take him to 198. The 400-run partnership comes up between Sangakkara and Jayawardene. Is there again the controversial shot according to Robin Jackman. But 4 runs, the second time he's played it today. And Nicky Boy, as we'd expect, has got a quizzical look on the face. Nothing much he could do about this.
This time he really got hold of it. Right off the middle of the bat, whack. No fielders anywhere there. So that takes Mahela Jayawardene also into the 190s. He's on 192.
On inside 2. Well, his partner certainly wants to extend all help possible.
Nearly a run out because he collided with the bowler. Because Jayawardene thought there was a single. And had that hit the stumps, it would have been mighty close. Had to scamper back.
There he goes. The 4th double 100 for Sangakkara. His second against South Africa. And his second double 100 as a batsman, as a specialist batsman in the team. What a moment.
They are both delighted. Sangakkara reaching his double 100. Smiles and cheers all around. Congratulations. As Sanjay said, Kumar Sangakkara reaching his 4th double 100. And Mahela Jayawardene equally pleased for his partner. They've been together since
Jayawardene, when he gets to his double 100, that will be his 3rd. Another one who gets big hundreds.
Jayawardene on 199. There it is, a double, his 3rd double. The first 6 of the match, she's happy, they're happy, and what a partnership, what a knock. So proud for him, the second Sri Lankan captain to score a double 100 as well, because Marvin Atapatu scored one as well, he scored many actually, but what a knock it was there for the skipper. He's worked very hard. Coming at an ugly time at 2 for 14. And he is played beautifully. Now they've got to get through if they can really bury the South Africans. But what a gimme here for 200.
Yes, a real captain's knock, taking it on the full. I'm sure you must be happy, Dino. You said that no 6s have been scored, and there you are. He's responded. What a fine innings this has been.
Inside out, over extra cover, cop that. Amazing batting, 452 for 2. Of the ground, again, 9 and 11, so just 20 runs just scored down the ground. So they're not bowling straight enough or full enough to him. It's a good graph there, just to illustrate. Another beautiful shot. Placement is absolutely perfect. Now this is the 6th highest partnership in Test history.
So they're knocking down the partnerships ahead of them on the way, but exquisitely played by Sangakkara. There was flight in the delivery, but he immediately responded using his feet, and just again the placement absolutely perfect, just between the 2 fielders.
The runs again down the ground, and I did mention it's the 2nd highest partnership ever for Sri Lanka in Test cricket history, surpassing Marvin Atapatu and his own Kumar Sangakkara, where Sri Lanka played Zimbabwe and Bulawayo back in 2003-2004. So that is just a great, the 444 run partnership in just 613 balls. Oh, that's a gimme. That had nuts and topping on it. That was delicious. Can't bowl that stuff at this level and get away with it.
I think he's had a bit of a long ball. Rudolph dragged it down, and easy pickings for Jayawardene. Just had no difficulty whatsoever in putting that away.
A lot in county cricket when I saw it. There's a big hit there, and 1 bounce, 2 bounce, and a roll away for 4. So another good over there for the Sri Lankans. 6 from it. As drinks come onto the ground, it's 473 for for 2.
And I think they want to just go back now and come again tomorrow, continue from where they have left. You can also see that they're not taking any chances, even against the part-time bowlers. They're waiting for the really bad delivery to try and put it away.
Oh, and that will run away. Will de Villiers haul it in? It'll run away for 4. That now becomes the second highest partnership of all time in Test cricket, going past the one set by Andrew Jones and Martin Crowe against Sri Lanka, Wellington, in 1991 of 467. So it's only Jayasuriya and Mahanama to beat now. Umpires are getting together. If they're consistent, they'll offer it, I think. They just take a light reading, the same reading as they took yesterday. Billy with a meter. Benny with the check. Billy and Benny say, do you want to go? Sri Lankan fans, certainly. It's not as if they've ground it out. They've scored at over 4.5 and over, these two.
Thanks very much, Robin. Well, boys, congratulations. You know, it's the second highest partnership ever in Test cricket history. Well played.
Thank you. We didn't know that. We just batted session by session. I think the important thing for us was to keep South Africans down. Then we had the upper hand, and both of us complement each other's batting. I think it was a great partnership, yeah.
Well played, Kumar. Look, it was a great knock. You're happy with the way you struck them. I know the 8th over yesterday was a bit tough, but geez, everything went well.
Yeah, I've struggled a bit for rhythm early on, but on a wicket like this, once you get set, I don't think you can throw it away. Had a bit of luck, but I think you make your own luck sometimes, and I just concentrated on batting and playing positive, and great to have Mahela bat with me because I'm used to batting with him and we understand each other's games very well.
Yeah, funny you say that. That's 7 times you made 100 partnership or 2 in each other. You like each other?
Very much so. I think both of us are very attacking as well, and it suits our game. I think, you know, we rotate the strike pretty well, left hand, right hand. It's not easy for the bowlers. Everything contributes. I think today was, like, you know, a really good effort from both Kumar and myself. Yeah.
Why is it that the Sri Lankan, like Marvin Adipati's got 7 doubles, you've got 3, and you've got 4 now? Why is it? What's the secret of making a double?
Well, I think when you're in, I think you have to make the best out of it. I think, you know, make big scores. You know, that's very good. That's a challenge in Test cricket, isn't it? It's not one-day cricket. It's going big when you get a start. I think Kumar has shown the way. I know it's been a long time for me to get a double 100, but I'm pretty happy with that.
What's your secret, mate?
Nothing. I think I just like batting. Once I get 100 or once I go over that mark, all I do is just keep batting, and it gets easier as you score more runs. And it's just a case of not concentrating too much on where you're going, but how you do it. And I think the processes count a lot, and just bat.
Well, the highest partnership's 576, and we know when that was there. Both of you guys are around about. Thanks very much. Get inside. Well played, boys.
Thank you. Thanks.
Another unforgettable day in Sri Lanka. The highest partnership in the history of Test match cricket was set here in Sri Lanka. There's a great chance that might happen tomorrow. That partnership might be broken once again in Sri Lanka. But just before we move on to other things, that last ball of today, in fact, there was a chance the partnership would have come to an end. This is the last ball of Nicky Boy, and Sangakkara is the batsman, and he got an outside edge, and Mark Boucher misses it. Goes through for 4. And in the euphoria of a memorable day coming to an end, the second highest partnership, a fact that has to be noted, is Sangakkara gets another life, and that partnership will continue, and there's a great chance they might get the highest partnership ever in Test match cricket. This is how the match finished on day 2. 485 for 2, Sangakkara and Mahela Jayawardene both unbeaten on double hundreds, and Steyn is the only wicket taker, although I thought Nicky Boy was impressive in the way he bowled. And of course, these men, Mahela, and he'll have the company of Sangakkara, they've moved on to that second position in the highest partnerships ever, 471 unbeaten, and they are well on course tomorrow to break that highest partnership.
All in readiness. Billy Bowden.
Play.
Thank you, Billy. Let's play. Day 3. Andre Nell to Kumar Sangakkara. And after all that, good morning, Ranil.
Morning, Dino, and a good day to viewers all around the world.
What's in front of them? And they've got a little eye of 300 each here, both these batsmen. Full shot, that'll be at least 2. Well done, well fielded down there. They're the little things to see. Well done. Great timing. It might go for 4. No one cut off down there. Hashim Amla. End of the over. 4 from it. 494. There it is there. 496 for 2. They're just going along nicely. Jayawardene 233. Sangakkara 231. Just 2 wickets. The South Africans in the air, and that'll go away for at least a couple. Keeps it inside the ground. 2 more. Well done, Mackay Ntini. Beautiful shot again. They'll get 2 more. Good running. That'll loosen him up a little bit. That's the 500 up there for Sri Lanka, and they've just lost 2 wickets in getting them.
Not a big crowd, just a small crowd of spectators, but they appreciate.
Great shot. That might go for 4. Big scream for Andre now. But you can scream out to the crowd to throw it back. Magnificent shot.
He didn't hit it too hard, just got into position, got the balance right, and that's what he's been doing right through this innings. The feet move quickly into position, the balance is good, use of the top hand, hit right off the middle of the bat.
Good fielding from de Villiers, but it doesn't stop bringing up the 500 partnership. Had to hit the deck there. Quick throw. He would have been in anyway, so good running as well. Against Sri Lanka, so Sri Lanka actually feature in the first 3 records.
Oh, this is close. Well, the closest he has come to getting out, Mahela Jayawardene. May have been a good decision by Billy Bowden. We'll have a look at it before we go to the break. Very close, but was it just sliding down leg side? We'll come back and have a look at it again. 5:15 for 2.
First taste of Test cricket. 12th man on the field for 2 days in a partnership of over 500. You remember that? The reason, of course, he's out there is that Herschel Gibbs is a sick man. He's got some kind of virus. He's back in the hotel.
Bad bounce. And that brings up his 250.
Not a good shot, though. Good contact on the ball. Made a little bit of room for himself, and just another personal milestone in terms of an innings is concerned. Hit it with power, there's no doubt about that. To be captain at the time that you make the innings, for it to sit into that category.
But he got a terrible bounce. Stain. There it is, absolutely no chance. Should be 4 byes. Or can the umpire think on the lines of 4 wides, but they generally go for 4 byes. Also the end of the over. 5:26 for 2.
Yes, Ranjit, I think he really has bowled really well. people look at his stats and say, oh, he must have bowled some rubbish there. No wicket for 147, but they don't tell you about the number of times he's beaten the bat, as well as the number of times inside edges come along like this. He's playing for a little bit more spin there, I thought, and that's why he's played outside the ball and got the inside edge. Now that could have gone onto the stumps anywhere. And that's a class shot, one of the rare boundaries today. It's another boundary. That's his 30th boundary. And you just have to sit back in awe. Whether you're a South African supporter or a Sri Lankan supporter, I've never seen that many runs in anyone's backyard, let alone in a test match or cricket match anywhere. This is such a clinical performance.
They've sort of really put the bad balls away. That really has been so special about this partnership. Nicely put into the gap, Sangakkara again. The timing exquisite. That will run down for 4.
That's his first boundary this morning. It's taken him a while. In the air, just for a split second, just a punch shot, but he's got a great bat. It's about £2.7, £2.8. Particularly with his success of late, a lot of the coaches might be, if you can pick him up now, they might be better off. Sri Lankans. How's that for a bad midfield? Brings his 250 up. And looking for 2 and run sold into the wound. Well played, Sangakkara. 250.
Yes, Sangakkara. 250.
Well, it's the second time in Test history that 2 players in the same innings have scored 250 plus in the same innings. The last one was Conrad Hunt and Sobers.
Just expectation is for more and more, and as it goes along, one would expect more. 250 plus by 2 batsmen in an innings. And look, the previous occasion when Gary Sobers made that 365, breaking the world record at that stage for the highest score. We look for the second. Very, very good running. It's a long boundary out there on the onside. This SSA ground is huge, and Amla had a long distance to cover. So he looks for the second, and they get it easily. You could see the fact that they are quite keen to get the second run, even at this stage of the innings.
No, more than that. Really odd.
Oh, edged it. First slip, not there. 4. First blemish, really, ever since the 8th over of the innings. And on this occasion, there's no one there to catch it.
You put it as a blemish, Jack, because I'm not too sure if he just opened the face a little bit. There's no slip.
Should be 2 and is. Amla to Phil.
And then having beaten him, just dragged that down a little bit, and Jayawardene onto it like a flash. And crashes it through mid-wicket for 4. Back with a square with power for 4. My goodness me, hit that hard. There's a man back on the fence there who had about 10 yards to go to his right. No price for cutting it off.
He absolutely smashed it. Used the pace of the ball and then hit it hard. Stayed in the air for a while, but no chance for any fielder to reach it.
Full toss, 4 runs.
That was a gift. Full toss outside off stump. Gap between extra cover and mid-off. Makes everybody smile. Thank you very much, says Sangakkara.
And that just might run away for 4. It's a good effort this from Nell. He does well.
played that shot beautifully right through the innings. The crowd, which is not a big one, is getting right behind these two. They know the world record is on the threshold of being broken, so every run being applauded. I wonder whether he prepared that pitch at the Premadasa as well when Sri Lanka got 900.
Yes, he does. He's the one who is the board's consultant curator.
Oh, this could be 4 runs. Would that be the record? Yes. So there it is. 4 runs, and that is the highest partnership in the history of Test match cricket.
So you could see the crackers, or hear the crackers in the background. What a fine partnership this has been. Pumping the air, and the entirety of the VIP enclosure, the interim committee, standing in applause. Highest Test partnership in international cricket. And the irony is that one of the people where the partnership was broken is out there. So great scenes here, history created, and as I did mention, Sanat Jayasuriya is one of the batsmen who's out, he's in the pavilion. It's his record that has been broken, his record together with Roshan Mahanama.
Unbelievable. More than 1,800 Test matches have been played over a period of 129 years, and this is the highest partnership ever. That's how they got it. Firecrackers all around the ground. This 3rd wicket partnership is now the best ever partnership in the history of the game. As I said, over a period of 129 years, over 1,800 Test matches. So the significance of today. There it is, 1946-47, when Holker was a team. There is that lofted extra cover drive that he plays so well. One of the rare shots in the game that he's really mastered, Mahela Jayawardene. Do I see a change in approach?
Yes, one really sees that there is a little bit more effort to try and hurry things up, using his feet once again. Nimble-footed, just gets to the pitch of it, just giving himself that little bit more room to get the elevation.
.601 for 2.
Beautifully played. Beautifully played.
Not only the placement, but to get the right height, trajectory, to get it over top of the extra cover fieldsman, and then time it so well to beat 2 boundary riders. Didn't overhit it, did he? It was just make sure he got the line right, got it in the middle of the bat, and the rest looked after itself. Good footwork early, cleared his left pad. Oh, that's just class.
Is that going to go all the way? No. Amla, the fielder. 298. Where can we nominate? Extra cover. Mid-wicket. Extra cover. That's it. Stroked away quite elegantly, which is really the way that he's played throughout this innings. 300. Mahela Jayawardene, the 19th player in the history of the game to achieve it, and the 2nd Sri Lankan. Well played, sir.
What a moment in his career. Not just for him, for his wife, his family, his teammates, and for the country as well. The 2nd player for Sri Lanka to score 300. Jayasuriya being the 1st, and that's 340, so he's only 40. That might go for another 4, and it does.
It's a good
timing. This outfield's just got a little quicker over the first couple of days, but they're still run 3, hauled in by Hamler. And the end of the over, 6:34 for 2.
Gone. Outside edge. And let's find out whether Jayawardene also is walking towards the dressing room. Doesn't look like a declaration has come in. But Sangakkara is walking off, not Mahela Jayawardene. So the innings seems...
It is 341 to be the highest Sri Lankan. Short, pulls it again. That's 4 more runs. Certainly dragged it down very, very short, and on this pitch, they just can't do that.
Cruises past Graham Gooch, and now equals the great Don Bradman, Sir Donald Bradman. Jayawardene, Mahela Jayawardene becomes the leading individual run scorer in Test cricket to Sri Lankan.
Certainly a great moment for Mahela Jayawardene. What an innings this has been. Christina, his wife, they are to watch it in appreciation. The crackle is sounding once again. The crowd all standing up in ovation. What a wonderful knock this has been from Mahela Jayawardene. Young in age as captain, taken on the responsibility, just gone on and on.
Proud wife looking for Zanat Jayasuriya there. And see him, the man he's just eclipsed. .342 Jayawardene. He did, made a mess of it. Smashed away. That's it, that's 350 for Jayawardene.
So that's another milestone for Jayawardene. 350 seems to be endless, going on and on. Sri Lankan flag fluttering away, and the home front there to cheer him on.
That single.
It's not a hell of a lot of work, is there? Test.
Few more runs. Where to? Third man.
Well, it's less than 40 runs for the record now. 363. Short one was in the slot. Off the toe of the bat. It's gone past the slip.
That's for beautiful shot. That will take him to 369. Remember, this is the third new ball, much harder than the ball that was in use just before the tea break. So it's traveling that much quicker off the bat.
4th highest test score. Short and wide. The footwork beautifully. Got it right in the middle of the bat. Just got it past the backward point. It's gone for 4. And I just get the feeling looking around the ground.
They're going to Andrew Hall when he dismissed Kumar Sangakkara. Oh, has he got an edge on it? He's got a little nick, or is he bowled him? He's bowled him. I saw Nell almost show a little bit of disappointed. Then he saw that the middle stump was back. Once again, the ball keeps low. Brian Lara's record still stands. He's still king of the world through the dismissal of Mahela Jayawardene, who has played a most beautiful, beautiful innings. He is still the leading run scorer in world cricket for Sri Lanka. He has been part of many, many records that have been broken, including the world record
for any wicket stand, which now stands at 624, along with Kumar Sangakkara, and the whole ground are almost silenced. They feel they have to clap, but the disappointment is evident.
You said it all, Jackers. It's disappointment, all right. So much of expectancy for Jayawardene to get up to that 400 mark. That ball again kept low. And that's the end of the Sri Lankan innings. The declaration coming with the fall of Mahela Jayawardene's wicket. The man who did the damage on Renal didn't bounce very much again. Skidded through. And he's delighted, absolutely delighted. Raises his arms, and Mahela Jayawardene's magnificent innings finally comes to an end. Plenty of concentration on his face, but then it just kept low. It didn't bounce. And so Jayawardene's stumps rattled, and Sri Lanka have lost their 5th wicket, and with it the declaration has come.
He got a little inside edge. I wasn't sure at first that he'd been bowled. It's almost like a stifled appeal to start with, and the ball crashes into the stumps. And you can see just by the body language that the ball kept a little bit low. Could he have been forward? Maybe he should have been. Maybe it was a fraction full, but how can one even suggest to criticize somebody who has just batted for probably close on 12 hours? 374 runs with 43 fours and a 6. And South Africa will be delighted to get off the field, albeit that they know they've got 2 and a bit days to bat in order to save this test match.
When you look at it, Andre Nel there getting his first wicket has bowled only 20